Son isn't happy or feeling safe and you can use all of these text messages in court, I don't care. Well, I'm glad that you don't, because I'm sure that she will.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Grimm. Today we are meeting with two parents that are just absolutely about to square up against each other, pretty much. I mean, I swear they're both insane, and Dr. Phil has to be the one to get in between their dispute and try to figure out how to stop it. Keep watching until the end, because their situations are so insane. Like, I don't get how they are two grown adults and still acting like this. It's pretty hilarious, but without further ado, let's just meet them, shall we?
There are kids involved in the middle of this, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you've been divorced how long?
15 years.
15 years.
So first, we are meeting the ex-husband here in the situation, and as you can see, he's got a new boo on his side, and a very striking resemblance to Boss Baby. Like, I'm pretty sure they just took his likeness, so he should be getting some residual checks from DreamWorks or Disney or whoever made that movie. Seriously, it's so uncanny, it's distracting. But yeah, anyways, he's here with his new fiance, and apparently his crazy ex-wife that divorced him 15 years ago is still trying to meddle in their relationship. Talk about clingy a little bit, am I right, guys? Anyways, like, stalking their house and everything, like, it's pretty bad apparently, according to him. Sounds like a super fun environment to be in for the kid involved, so it's dope that both of the parents are still acting like children, even though they're probably into their 40s. Gotta love it when that happens, right?
Didn't you say that this all ramped up, this all started, this all became a problem when you two got engaged?
It definitely escalated.
So it sounds like this woman has had a vengeance she's been trying to seek out on this guy for like 15 years, bruh. I mean, she's meddling in all of his past relationships, like she's the Scooby-Doo squad or something, and he would have gotten away with those marriages too if it weren't for her pesky stalking and creepiness. In the early montage they show, that I had to skip because of music reasons, they basically explain that they have seen her parked out in front of their house at like odd hours of the night and everything, and when she finds out that she's been spotted by one of them, she just turns her car on and drives off. But like, how creepy is that? I'm sorry if you're heartbroken and everything, you know, love takes time to heal when you get your heart broken, but I gotta say, it's been 15 years, hon. You gotta back off of this guy, alright? I mean, what do you want with him anyways? He's only got like 40% of his available head real estate covered in hair. It's like, do you want a mohawk or not, my guy? I need you to decide. You can't be in this purgatory between that and having a normal head of hair. It's just really not working for me. Actually, you know what, guys? Now that I think about it, I take that back. I feel like this guy could whip my butt, so I gotta be careful, bruh. His kids might watch YouTube and show this to him sometime.
And you've had a few previous relationships,
Yes.
right? How many times have you been engaged since the divorce?
3 times in the last 15 years.
3 times?
Yeah.
Dang, so yeah. Needless to say, this man has been playing the field a little bit, if you catch my drift. Yeah, 15 years is a long time, sure. But I mean, 3 different engagements that you've called off, bro, that's like too many. You can't just be popping that question to anyone, alright? You gotta know that you found the one. Hopefully, though, you know, this is his last engagement, and he really took time to find this new fiance of his and make sure that she's going to be a good step-parent to his kids, as well as work well as a good wife, you know? You gotta have that compatibility as you're trying to share the rest of your life with this person. Who knows, maybe they have even been dating for forever, and he finally took his time with this one.
And how long did y'all know each other before you moved in together?
God, I moved in like the first week.
And then you got engaged when?
A month later.
All right, I take back all that hope and optimism I just had in the last little section there. This man is wilding out right now. Is he just balling that hard to where he can afford to keep buying these diamond rings for these women? Like, how are you gonna live together after dating for only a week and then pop the question a month later? Dude, talk about living a wild lifestyle. Do what you want, you know, love is love, as they always say, so who am I to judge? It's his money. If he wants to drop 5K on a ring every few months, you know, that's fine by me. At least it's not me having to pay for it.
Okay, so you're quick in, quick out?
No.
Well, I don't mean it that way.
Not a whirlwind. No.
I don't mean it that way. I mean,
Whoa, Dr. Phil, pause, bro. I know you're usually good at wording things and being a bit eloquent, but that really did not sound good when you said that out. But yeah, it sounds like this dude is, he's pretty quick to get into these serious relationships. And then as a result, he's now had 3 failed pre-marriages, or I guess engagements. I don't know why I just called it pre-marriages. But I mean, yeah, I just don't get how you keep making the same exact mistake over and over. But whatever, you know, maybe he thinks these women are crazy, but not him. Regardless, now his first love and only actual person he's been fully married to that I know of is out to get him apparently, and he and his new fiance are sick of it. I would be too. I mean, like I said earlier, it's been 15 years. This woman needs to let go and try to chill out a little bit, if you ask me.
describe stalking behavior to me.
We've come out of our house a few times and she's sitting across the road with her lights off and, you know, it's just kind of creepy.
See what I'm saying, dude? Like, I don't care how the relationship ended, if it was the worst thing ever and he broke her heart. It's not normal to return to that person's new house for 15 years after you've divorced and just sit out across the street in your car silently with your lights off. I don't think this guy and his fiance are completely guilt-free in this situation either. Like, guys, I'm sure they don't play into it well at all and probably try to, just get the situation worse. But lady, like, you can't be doing this, okay? You're probably freaking out your kid a little bit too. Like, just be a normal person and stop stalking your ex that stopped being your husband over a decade and a half ago.
I'm going for full custody. They did give me all designated time choice.
Well, that's actually not right. That's not what it says.
Yikes. So apparently this dude claims he gets to have full custody of their 16-year-old son, and yet according to Dr. Phil, the courts decided originally that the mother was to have full custody, and actually it turns out that this guy owes her a bit of child support money, even though after they decided that, the contract wasn't good, and the kid has since lived fully with the guy. But I mean, this is just all around a messy situation, and I feel bad for this kid, bro. Like, he's got two crazy parents that are straight up fighting over him all the time. I would feel bad that I was the reason that my parents are like angry at each other, and the kid probably just wants everything to not be so crazy. Like, oh, I feel for you, dog. I really do.
Actually, you do owe her $139,000, right?
Yeah.
And until you have it modified by the court, which can be done retroactively.
So I thought he was going to owe her a few thousand or something. That was like a high number in my books, not 130K. Like, what has this man not paid a single cent since the divorce or something? I just really don't understand how you can owe someone so much money, besides like for school, I guess, if you're becoming a doctor. Like, that lady is probably just straight up never getting that money. Like, seriously, who has that amount just sitting around? So when it comes to their kid, that's the part that makes no sense to me. Like, they just haven't even began to change the contract. So instead, they just came to a verbal agreement, not what the court agreed to, and it just doesn't work out that way. I mean, my parents kind of did the same thing because they were nice and had an amicable divorce, so they didn't end up hating each other. And I kind of just saw either one of my parents when I wanted to as a kid. They were pretty friendly to each other, but it doesn't always work out that way. And I mean, it's not sweet for this kid. They aren't going to do what the courts demanded, and then there's just going to be tension otherwise. Maybe she sits outside of his place every night because she's thinking of just going full on John Wick on him or something. Like, dang, dude, I would be very scared if I was this guy. Do not mess with this woman, okay?
So guys, real quick, I have a super fast challenge that only takes 5 seconds to complete. So if you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just give it a try, it really works.
Yo, these two are the worst, bro. Their text conversations are on screen, and I just don't get how you can have such animosity towards someone that you have not been married to in 15 years. This poor kid, man, it sounds like these parents both make up lies just to try to get him on their side, and it's just terrible, man. Like, no kid deserves to be in the middle of this, and these two need to get a grip, honestly.
When the court appoints a forensic psychologist, their charge is not to determine who is the best parent. Their charge is to determine if either parent is suitable.
Yo, yikes, that almost sounded like a threat that Dr. Phil just gave them, but I mean, he has been around the court system a lot in his past, and mainly with family-related issues because he was a family counselor, so he knows how this all works. And yeah, at this point, neither of them could end up with the kid if it gets down to that and the court has to intervene because it keeps getting worse and both are being so insensitive and just crazy towards each other, and that's a toxic environment for a kid to grow up in despite his age.
I don't know this girl. I don't have her phone number. I don't talk about her. I don't care about her. My problem is with Michael and the co-parenting that we need to figure out.
Okay, a bit of a shocker there. Either this woman is an amazing actress and a sociopath and just fooling all of us, or telling the truth. And if she is telling the truth, then wow, my idea of her was so off. It sounds like she's being genuine, and I seriously do not know who to believe in this situation. Like, either she's deceiving me and has been seriously stalking and disrupting her ex-husband's life for no reason over 15 years after they've gotten divorced, or he made it all up, or at least exaggerated a lot of it. Kinda mad that we heard his story first, so now I feel like I'm biased, but still, I think they're both at fault when it comes to not being friendly enough to just both be in this kid's life and not be at each other's throats all the time. I don't know, it's just a messy situation. They should have just done what the courts were telling them to do. So I mean, at this point, this lady and her ex-husband are just talking in circles with Dr. Phil. I really can't show the whole clip because it's mind-numbing, but she's battling with him for like 30 seconds just now about whether or not this one clause was in their agreement for her to see her kid every day, at least once a day, or talk to him. And I mean, she keeps repeating that it is written in there, but apparently Dr. Phil has seen this contract and knows for sure that it's not in there. Either way, I just know that both of these parents need to wake up and realize how lame of a situation that they are creating for their kid. Even though he's 16 and sounds like he's able to handle their toxicity pretty well, it still doesn't mean that toxicity should exist at all. Like, if they were just better at speaking to each other as humans and not in a mean way or harsh way like they're used to doing, everything would be so much better. I'm just in shock at how they are both living out their lives like this woman is either stalking them or pressuring them for money 24/7, even though technically it sounds like the dad stepped up to the plate and has been the live-in parent for the majority of this kid's life. And then on the other hand, you have the dad who is not free from blame either, since he's out here sending nasty texts to her, telling her all this messed up stuff. Like, it's just a circle of toxicity, and I really cannot be involved in it anymore, or else I'll start to get a headache. As always, guys, let me know what you thought of these two down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, peace out.